Hello everyone, I am Dr. M.K. Vidya Lakshmi, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, School of Computing, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. The course name is Programming for Problem Solving and the course code is U20 CSC J01 and the topic is pointers. The agenda for today's topic is memory allocation, pointer definition, pointer declaration, pointers to pointers, constant pointer, null pointer and pointer arithmetic. So now let us consider the memory allocation. Now let us say that we have a memory of 20 bytes. So this memory is divided into 20 memory location and each memory location is going to have 1 byte of data in it. So the starting address of this memory location is 1000 and it ends with the 1019. So each address is going to have 1 byte of memory, 1 byte of data in its memory. Now let us consider that we have a variable known as I, which is of the type integer. Then integer variable is going to occupy 2 bytes of memory in it. So it is going to occupy 2 memory location. Say it is occupying 1001 and 1002. So in this case, this 1001, which is the starting address of this variable I, is known as the base address. So the base address represents the starting address of the variable I. Now let us consider the concept of the pointers. What is a pointer? The pointer is a variable whose value is the address of another variable. That is, it represents the direct memory address of the particular memory location. This is done by using the unary operator star that returns the value of the variable located at the address specified by its operand. Now let us see the syntax for the pointers. So we have to first specify the data type, then the asterisk symbol and the pointer variable name. Example, integer star IP. So in this case, this IP is known as the pointer variable and this asterisk symbol represents that it is going to be a pointer variable and it is the data type which it is going to point out. That is, this pointer, this IP is a pointer to an integer variable. If I specify that double star DP, then in this case, it is a pointer to a double variable. Float star FP represents it is a pointer to a floating point variable and char star CH represents a pointer to a character variable. Now let us see the declaration for the pointers. So in normal way we will declare a variable like this. So int var is equal to 20, which means this value 20 is assigned to this variable var and it is of the type integer. This is a normal variable declaration. Now I am going to create a pointer to this variable. So this integer, this pointer variable declaration is represented like this: int star IP. So this IP is going to be my pointer variable to this variable var. So to point out this pointer to this variable, I have to represent the address of this variable to the pointer variable. So IP is assigned with the address of the variable var. Now let's see here, the variable is going to have the value 20, whereas this 20 is stored inside the memory location 1000. So the var represents this 20, whereas this pointer variable represents this memory location 1000. So it does not represent this 20. So instead this IP is going to represent as 1000. So when I say the contents of this IP, that means the contents of the memory location 1000 is 20. So whenever we need to specify the value of this 20 in terms of this IP, we have to specify it as star IP. If I simply say it is an IP, it represents the memory location 1000 or the where the memory the variable has been stored. That memory location will be pointed out by this IP. Now let us see the two important operator, which is known as the reference operator and the dereference operator. This reference operator is called as this ampersand symbol, and it gives the address of the variable. This star is the dereference operator, and it gives the value from the address. So these two operators are very important. So whenever we assign some variable, we are going to use this reference operator, and if I am going to find out the contents of the particular memory location, I am going to use this dereference operator. Now see the demonstration for the this reference and the dereference operator. For example, in this case, I have stored the variable var with a value of 5. Then if I print the value of this variable var, it will give the value as 5. Now I want to know the address in which this 5 has been stored. So in this case, this 5 is stored inside the memory location 2686778. Okay. So this value will be printed by using this reference operator. Now I am going to create a pointer to this variable. So this pointer variable is denoted as int star pvar. So this pvar is assigned with the address of this variable. So the address of this variable is 2686778, and this pvar represents this memory location, which is having this value 5. Now if I want to print the value of this memory location, then I have to use star pvar. So which is nothing but the contents of this pvar will be printed. In that case, it will be 5. So the output is, for the first one, we have the variable var, and the value of that variable is 5, and the address of this variable var is 2686778, and the contents of this memory location or the contents of the pointer variable is 5. Now, so in the previous topic, we have seen how to create a pointer for a variable. We can also create a pointer to another pointer, that is called as the double pointer, and it is denoted with two asterisk symbols. So this double pointer stores the address of another pointer variable. So for example, let us take that value variable as num, and it is having a value as 45. So this 45 is stored inside a memory location 3000. Now I am going to create a pointer ptr. This means this pointer is going to store the memory location 3000 in which this num has been stored. Now this ptr contains the value 3000. This ptr is stored inside the memory location 4000. If I am going to create another pointer variable, so which is pointing this pointer, in that case the memory location in which this ptr is stored is 4000. That will be stored inside this ptr to ptr. So this is known as a double pointer. Now let us take a program. So let us consider that we have variable num which is assigned to 45. We have created a pointer which is star ptr. Then we have a double pointer ptr to ptr. This ptr is a pointer to this variable num. So I am assigning the address of this num to this ptr. Say if this address of this num is 3000, then the ptr value will be having the value 3000. Then I am going to create a pointer to this pointer. So this pointer is stored inside a memory location known as this 4000. Okay. So this 4000 is the address of this ptr is stored inside this ptr to ptr. So the address of ptr variable is 4000, and that will be stored inside this ptr to ptr. And if I want to print the value of this 45, then I have through this ptr to ptr, then we have to use the double asterisk symbols, which is the double pointer. Okay, so the first pointer will give the location 3000, and the second pointer, it gives the contents of this 3000, which is nothing but a 45. Now next is the pointer to the constant object. So these type of pointers are the one which cannot change the value they are pointing to. This means they cannot change the value of the variables whose address they are holding. So this can be represented as using the keyword const. This keyword const where it is used depends upon that, it will the meaning is going to change. Suppose I am using the constant keyword before this data type and I am using the pointer variable here. In this case, it means that this the variable, that is the value of that variable, is going to be constant and it cannot be changed. Suppose I am using const keyword before a pointer variable name. In that case, this pointer is going to be a constant. So the pointer we cannot change. So to demonstrate this one, I have given two examples. The first one is it is a constant pointer, and second one is a pointer to a constant object. Now let us consider a variable a is equal to 100 and the variable b is equal to 50. I am creating a constant pointer. So this const keyword comes before the pointer variable. So in that case, it becomes a constant pointer. So we have to read from the right to left. So the interpretation should be like this. PTR is a constant pointer to the integer variable. Okay. So since this is a constant pointer, suppose I am assigning this PTR to the address of this A. In the next line, I am changing the pointer to the address of B. So in this case, I'm changing the value of this pointer. So this is not allowed here because we have created a constant pointer. Okay. So that's why it is throwing an error. We can change the value of this A. Suppose I am adding an 100 plus 1. In that case, it is not giving an error. But we cannot change the value of this pointer. Once it is pointing to this A, then it cannot be used to point out the B. So it throws an error. Next concept is pointer to an integer constant. Say, for example, I have taken an integer constant a is equal to, I have taken a variable a is equal to 100. I'm declared a pointer which says that that integer, that is the pointer which it is showing that that integer is going to be a constant one. So this PTR is assigned with the address of this a. I'm going to change the value of this pointer. Okay, so I'm going to change the value of this game. Okay, so if I'm trying to change the 100 to 110 using this pointer, in this case it is going to throw an error because it is we have declared that it is a pointer which is pointing towards a constant integer. Okay, so this 100 has become an constant one. So we cannot change the value of the contents of this pointer. So it will throw an error. So that's about this constant pointer. Now we'll discuss about the null pointer. Null pointer is a pointer which does not point to any memory location. So it is basically points out to a memory location which is not existing. Okay, so it is pointing to a invalid memory location. So the pointer is first initialized with a null value, or it is considered as a null pointer. Now this null is nothing but this value 0. So we can either declare the pointer variable equal to 0 or you can call that as equal to null. Next is what are the uses of this null pointer. So this is used to initialize a pointer when that pointer is not assigned with any valid memory address. So it is useful in handling the errors when using a malloc function. Example, now let us have a variable num is equal to 10. So in this case, I am creating a pointer which is assigned with the address num. Then I am creating a pointer which is assigned to a null value. So if I check the value of this PTR is equal to 0, and if that is equal to 0, it is going to display that it is a null pointer. Suppose if this value is not equal to 0, it is going to print that it is not null. So again it will check the PTR is equal to 0. In this case, if this PTR value is equivalent to 0, it is going to give as null. Otherwise, it is going to give it as not null. So in this case, this PTR is first assigned to the address of this num variable. So it will give the answer as not a null. Whereas in the second case, we have assigned that to value 0. So it will give it as null. Next, we are going to see about the pointer arithmetic. So this pointer arithmetic allows us to do some arithmetic operations on the pointer variable. It is not like a normal addition or subtraction inside this variable. It is a what happens if it is going to be the arithmetic operations on a pointer variable, that we are going to see in this topic. So the arithmetic operation performed on this pointer are increment operator, decrement operator, addition and the subtraction. Now, in case of an incrementing a pointer. So, incrementing a pointer is one which increases the number of bytes of the data type. So, normally a pointer is going to point out the base address of a variable. Suppose I am incrementing a pointer variable, which means I am going to increase the memory address from the base address. Say the rule is new address is equal to current address plus the size of the data type. So this data type depends upon what value of this it is going to point out. Example, let us take a pointer which is pointing a integer pointer. Now let us consider a array which is a equal to 1, 2 and 3. Suppose this PTR is going to represent the base address of this A. I am incrementing the value of this PTR. So which means this first the memory location where this 1 has been stored will be stored inside this PTR. Now if I am incrementing the value of this PTR, it will point out the memory location after adding 2 bytes, because each integer is going to occupy 2 bytes. So that much amount of memory will be added with this base address. Okay, so that's why the rule has been given us, that is the current address is nothing but your base address plus the size of the data type, whether it is an integer, floating point or the character. Depending upon the data type, that much amount of memory will be added with the current address. Next is a demonstration for this increment operator. First I have stored the value of number as 50. Then I am creating a pointer for this. I am storing the address of this number to this P. So I am printing the value of this P variable. So this address of this P variable will be printed. So initially it will print the base address in which this 50 has been stored. Now if I am incrementing P plus 1, in that case it will add 2 bytes of memory, because I have stored an integer number, and this number of bytes will be going to be, the size of that integer is nothing but your 2 bytes. So this base address plus that 2 bytes will be added. So the result of this increment will be the addition of that base address plus 2 bytes. Say for example, if the memory address is 1000, base address is 1000, then the next after incrementing, the value of that memory location will be 1002 bytes. Next is a decrementing a pointer. So the concept is similar. We are going to decrease the number of bytes of the data type. The new address is going to be the current address minus the size of the data type. So in the same example, this PTR, I am going to use the address of this A array. First initially it will store the base address. If I am decrementing PTR minus minus, it will reduce 2 memory locations from the current base address. Say for example, I am having the current base address as 1002. In this case, after decrementing, it will go to 1000, because each memory location, each size of the data type is going to be 2 bytes. So it will reduce 2 bytes of memory from the base location, and then it will go to that particular memory address. Next is the demonstration for this decrementing a pointer. So we have created a number which is assigned to 50. Then I am creating a pointer variable, and I am storing the address of that number to this P. The address of the P is shown here. After decrementing, it will show the base address minus 2 bytes. Okay, that will be the answer for this program. Next one is the addition of the pointer. So in the previously we have seen just incrementing and decreasing, which means it is going to either add 2 bytes of memory or reduce 2 bytes, okay, in case of an integer. So depending upon the floating point or character, the number of bytes added or decreased will be varying. Now we can also have the addition to the pointer. You can add any integer to this pointer also. Say for example, this pointer variable can be added with any integer, say 5 or 6 or anything. So this can be represented as I. So generally any integers can also be added with this pointer variable. So in that case, this value which is added with this pointer is represented as I. So that much amount of value multiplied with the size of the data type will be added with the current address. Say for example, I am going to use this 3. So in this case, the base address, say the base address is 1000 plus 3 into the size of the data type. Size of the data type is integer, no? So that will be 2 bytes. So 3 into 2, it will be 6 bytes. So this 6 bytes will be added with the current base address. So 1000 plus 6 bytes will be 1006 bytes. Okay, that is the addition of the pointer variable. So this value, okay, this value is known as the I value. Based upon this value, we have to substitute in the place of this I, and then we have to multiply the size of the data type, and then we have to add it with the current base address. Next is a pointer addition. So in this case, this is the demonstration. For that, a number is stored with 50. Then I am storing the address of that variable to this pointer variable, and this pointer variable stores the base address. So after adding this 3, we will get 6 memory locations from the base address, and then it will go there. Next one is the subtraction of the pointer. The subtraction of the pointer is also the similar concept. Instead of increasing, it decreases the number of bytes of its data type. Say if I am subtracting minus 3, in that case this I value will be 3 into 2 bytes. So since it is an integer, it is going to be 2 bytes. So 3 into 2, it will be 6 bytes. Suppose my current address is 1006. After doing this subtraction, it will go to 1000. So that is the meaning of this subtraction of the pointer. So this is the program which represents the pointer subtraction. So I'm storing the base address inside this P. Then I am decrementing 3 from the base address, which means 3 into 2 bytes. Each integer is 2 bytes. So 3 into 2, it will be 6 bytes. So from the 6 bytes, okay, so this pointer, if it is initially it was 1006, after using this value, it will go to 1000. So that is the meaning of this pointer subtraction. So in this lecture, we have seen what is meant by a pointer, how to declare a pointer, then what are all the arithmetic operations which are performed on the pointer. So that's all about with this pointer concepts. Thank you.